Well, thanks for taking the time to chat with me. I really wanted to put a face to the name and get to know your story a little bit better. So I appreciate you taking the time to chat with me.
Thank you. I still am in shock that you want to talk to me.
Why is that? No, I think it's I love your story so much because your story is the kind of situation where I think a lot of people would just give up and you didn't. And so I think that's actually far more impressive to me than someone who kind of stuck with it all along. So I don't know. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so I saw your course advertised on Instagram and I watched it for a really long time, like a couple years actually. And then when I signed up, which was around last June or July, we just were in such a financial pickle and I didn't know what else to do. And my options were try to go back to college so that I could
Mhm.
get free and get a job, or go find a full-time job somewhere. But neither of those options were great because, again, financial pickle. So I didn't want to pay for more things. And I have a child with a disability. So working outside of the house has really never been an option for me. So nothing seemed good enough. And so then it was so crazy because then your course popped up again. And I was like, okay, I'm just going to fill out the form and find out. And so I talked, I think her name was Ashley. I talked to Ashley. She was so lovely. Um, and I signed up right away. I figured, I put it on a credit card because I didn't have the money, and I signed up and I was really excited. And I started taking the course and the course was great. And I made it through the whole course. I built my website. And then when it got to the part that I had to kind of start reaching out for jobs, I not at that moment realized this, but what happened was I completely panicked and started really doubting the skills that I had learned or that I was going to be good enough. And why would anybody want to hire me? And I sort of spiraled and I never tried to reach out and get a job anywhere. But at the same time, was like, no one's hiring me to do anything for them. And after a few months of that cycle, in February, I actually emailed Sarah asking
Me.
for,
Yeah.
I emailed her asking for a refund. And I explained that I wanted the refund because I didn't think that the course was valuable. I don't even like saying any of it anymore. I didn't think the course was valuable. And I really picked apart a bunch of things, but it was a me problem. It was not a Sarah or a course problem. It was I had been going through so many hardships in my life, and I was not at a place where I was able to make changes to fix any of that yet. And I just was on this cycle, and that negativity I projected towards Sarah. And then she replied, and everything changed after that. So she replied and basically was like, I don't understand. And did you do this? And did you do that? And did you read through everything? And I read it. And at first, my initial reaction was very defensive. And, well, she doesn't know me and she doesn't know anything and blah, blah, blah. Oh my gosh. And then I just kept sitting on it, and I would go back and I would reread it every now and then. And it really sparked this thought in my mind of maybe she's right. And maybe you didn't do everything you should have done. And so then I went back through and started kind of picking my way through the course again and doing parts that I avoided or thought I already knew and didn't do. And I went through and did it again. And then during that time, I also started reading some personal development books. I read the book that you suggest, why can't I think of it? The Switch, the
Slight edge.
Slight Edge. I read The Slight Edge. Fantastic. I purchased other copywriting books and read those. Um, and I also like found other resources and TikTokers and other people all online, and kept building up my education. But that course was the root of it, and that's what helped me build my website. And so many, everything starts from your course. And then I also started going to therapy. And basically, the email that you sent me, the reply, just sparked notice in myself that I needed to make some changes and that I needed to do better. And I don't know why or how, but that was the time, and I needed it exactly then. And then so since then, I've made all these changes. I've also completely overhauled our family's like eating habits. We're all healthier and happier. I've lost like 45 pounds. I've just so many things have changed. And I have a job now. I have a copywriting job. I guess I should lead with that. I have a copywriting job that they actually came to me and hired me contract. And it's perfect because it's only 10 hours a day, and they're paying me $35 an hour, which is insane to me. So I make $1,400 a month and help support my family, and it's been such a godsend. And it all started by me asking for a refund.
Listen though, do you know how much I guess just like courage and tenacity really it takes though to like hear some tough feedback? Because I'm sure the initial reaction was defensiveness. Well, it would have been for me too. You're like, no, I just spent all this time writing out this email about why I know that this doesn't work. And this person, came back with a bunch of questions and like, have you tried this? Did you do that? And I really just like think so highly of you because I think I seriously, I think it is so much more impressive to hear that and to take a hard look at like the things that you're doing and then to implement things than it is to just kind of either one, have smooth sailing, which I think never really happens, or two, just kind of like going along with things right away. Or then there's the whole group of people who just gave up. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So I don't know. I think that your story is literally one of the most impressive that I have come across in these last 6 years, and that's why I wanted to talk with you because it's like all the stuff, trickled into every aspect of your life. Like it wasn't even just the copywriting job. Like I think it's amazing. What were some of the lessons that you like initially skipped that you went back and were like, oh, I needed to do this?
The like copying old copywriting files,
Mhm. Mhm.
that, and the Slight Edge. I didn't read that at first. I didn't read that at all. And then after you had replied to me, that is when I ordered the Slight Edge and read it. And then I was like, okay, maybe there's more to this. And then I started back through the course, kind of cherry picking different parts of it. And then I did go back through like the outreach to get a job, looking at those things and doing that. And then I set up like an Upwork account, and while I don't have any leads from there because I have this job currently, it was helpful. I'm certain I could get a job from there now with the course's background. And I know there was another area, somewhere near the beginning of it. It was something near the beginning. There was something that I think it had to do with the like psychology behind copy work. And I
Mhm.
was like, oh yeah, no, I know all of this too. But then I had to go back through all of that again. And I'm just sort of, after I was like taking therapy and doing some personal development, that those concepts made more sense to me and I was able to connect with them more. And now, like, I literally think of so many things in your course throughout my day when I'm working. And I'm like, okay, if I want them to do this, I have to write like this, and I need to use this, and I need to say this. And it's helped me so much in my job because the company I'm working for is a startup company and they're very fresh and they didn't have any copywriters and everybody was just writing their content. They do like direct mail marketing and everybody had their hands in on it and it was bad. And when they got me there and started showing me like this is the template we use, this is these are some examples of ones that we've written before, I was like, oh wow. So it's allowed me to also teach them too. I've been able to help their marketing team and their content managers to learn what copywriting actually is, and that it's not just words strung together, which is what I call it to them, because I'm like, do you want actual copywriting or do you just want words strung together? And they are like, what does that even mean? I'm like, okay, we need to work on this. So it's given me so much confidence in being able to talk about it. I have I built initially and then completely revamped my website probably 2 times after going through the course again and just made it like, I feel like it's super perfect. I built another website for another client and I was doing all the social media marketing for a IV infusion place before I got the job copywriting. So I have actually done like several little copy adventures because of you.
That's so fun. And
And I,
how are you feeling like client wise? Are you gonna just cruise right now with where you're at? Um,
yeah,
yeah.
I'm just gonna, keep it small. My mom life is extremely demanding and busy.
Yeah, because you're homeschooling, right?
Yes, I homeschool. And then my youngest, she goes to public school because with her disability, she just gets better support at school than what I can do at home. But then again, once she's home, it's all hands on deck for the rest of the day. So my day has to be done by like 4 o'clock or nothing else gets accomplished. So I pack homeschool and work and getting dinner ready and dishes and laundry and all the regular life mom life stuff in between 9 and 4. And what did you ask me? Oh,
No, I was just no, it's exactly what I wanted to know is just kind of what I know your life is like super packed and busy, and I just wanted like a glimpse of that because yeah, because you're like making it work, and
making
it's
it work. I just, you hear like when you see somebody make big changes in your life, you hear them talk about how they just got to this moment where their back was up against the wall and it was like do or die and they had to make a choice. And I feel like that was my moment. Like I could either keep going on that path, complain about things that didn't work out for me, complain about things that didn't benefit me, or I could dig deeper and try to figure out like why it didn't work for me and how I could change those things. And it just sparked and I did. And it was just like it's been the craziest last like almost 2 years of transformation. But I'm really enjoying it and like every day I'm trying something new or doing something new. I love learning and I love learning about copy. And I just had a meeting with this guy who works on the marketing team at the company I work for, and he taught me so many new things, and I'm eager to like learn those and then be able to share them with the rest of the team. And I just feel, I don't know, I just feel like happier and whole, and it's so much because you replied back. And like you too, you could have not replied back. You could have just been like, oh, what a jerk. And not, it just totally ignored me. Or because honestly, I didn't even know like if you had a team answering emails or like if you'd even see it or what. And I was just like, I'm just going to try and get my money back because it didn't do anything for me. Because like it was magically supposed to just give me a job the next day.
I mean, yeah, it's not like a get rich quick thing, right? It's
Yeah.
still a career, but it's something that can kind of grow with you and fit into your life, whatever
Yeah.
life looks like. Which is why I'm just think it works for so many people.
Yep.
But yeah, no, I always like whenever that happens, we have a very, very, very like it's very not common that we get refund requests, but anytime we do, I always try to get to the bottom of like what's actually happening um and give suggestions and feedback and like work with that person,
Right.
because that's how you really like turn it around. So I just like, I'm just so impressed. I know I've already said it, but I'm so impressed on how you've like taken this situation and really made it work for you. And I just, the thing is you know, like in the Slight Edge, how he talks about like the momentum and how most people go up and then like things are okay and then they slack off. But it's like you've cracked that code and you're just like on an upward trajectory and it's
I I
so
feel
inspiring.
like that specific like theme of that book sticks with me daily because
Same.
I am like a creature of comfort and habit, but when things kind of are like going my way and feel really nice, I do tend to like take my foot off the gas. But then I'll like all of a sudden like I can't get my life together and I can't wake up early and I'm feeling really sluggish because I haven't been exercising. And then I'm like, oh, dum dum, you're not doing all your things. So I just have to like be really conscious of keeping up with things. And then I constantly think of that book, like if you're not doing it, it's gonna flatline. You can't. I'm reading Atomic Habits now, which is also such a good book
Yeah.
too. But my therapist says she doesn't have any clients that have the kind of self-awareness that I have, and that she's like, it's very rare and she's never seen it. And I don't know why I have it. I think I've always had it, but it's just evolved to now I'm able to like um why can't I think of the word? Criticism. What do they say when they critique? Like constructive criticism. I can like constructive criticism myself now and not get mad about
Mm-hmm.
it.
Well, that's like one of the best gifts, I think, is when you get to a place where you know yourself and you can even acknowledge the parts of you that are like not maybe our favorite or like the less than ideal. The thing is it grows your sense of self-trust. It even helps with things like when somebody like flings insults at you, you're like, no, that one's like I'm a lot of things, but not that one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're
It
like,
was
I know myself, but thanks. So
I'm gonna change rooms.
no, you're good. We can just go ahead and wrap up if you want. I appreciate you and taking the time in your very, very busy schedule. So thank you.
Yeah, but you're busy too. And I wasted your time and then came back around and I
It's
feel
totally all good.
but I like face to face, I do want to say I am so sorry for that crappy email. And I truly
Doing
am
okay.
very and I love watching you. I love like this new stage of life that you're in and um just keep sharing it and I love it and maybe someday we can like do some kind of fun work together or something.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Yeah, I definitely am experiencing like a big shift for sure.
Yeah,
And just like life with two little ones, it's like
it's,
shifted all kinds of things in me. So,
yeah, it's a lot. Going
um,
1 to 2 was super hard for me. Some people say it was not a big deal, but it I struggled for many years after. So I hope that you find some balance and some consistency and the best advice I can give you is to take time for yourself and use people's help when they offer it.
that's actually like my biggest advice for people. For like new moms, I'm like, just take all the help you can get.
Take all someone wants for you to clean, do it. Give your kids
Say
away,
yes. Say
whatever.
yes to all help.
Say yes to it all. It makes it so much easier when you don't pile it all on yourself.
Totally. Totally. Well, I'm so glad we got to finally meet. Thank you
Yeah.
for hanging out with me.
Thank you for
And keep in touch. Like I want to hear what's next in your journey and you know,
yeah.
I'm invested. I'm super invested in
We'll see.
and how everything keeps going and growing. So,
Yeah, we'll see
thank
what
you.
happens. I'm very excited. I just told my girlfriend turned 39 today, and I often
Woo!
always going to be a year older than me. And I told her I am so excited and happy about how we've both grown and changed over the last couple of years together. And I feel so deeply that like big things are about to happen for both of us. And it's just so exciting to like know that something's coming. You know what I mean? Just having
Totally.
faith. That's been a really another big thing that's really happened is my faith has really evolved over this period of time too. And I've really given up on like timelines and like letting whatever you believe in, God, universe, whoever, lead me, instead of being like, I need to be here and I need to do this. I'm just like, these are my hopes and wishes, and I'm just going to keep doing the things that feel right. And that seems to also be working really well, instead of trying to like force the narrative.
100%. I feel like that's like the biggest, that's a huge gift to have like received and to get to that place.
Yeah.
Because I know it's been life changing for me to kind of feel similar in that way and to work on that. It's like, and it will come and go. I mean, at least it does for me. I have periods of time where I get like tense and I like clamp down and I try to control things. And as soon as I do that, it gets more and more uncomfortable. And I'm like,
Just have to
gotta
let it go.
release, gotta let it go. And
Yep.
it always is better when you let it go.
It is. And I always like get frustrated with myself because I'm like, why do you do that? Just stop. Because you know you're going to feel better if you just like stop. I like lay up at night thinking of all the things I want to change or do, or why can't I figure this out, or why can't I do that, or why does so and so do this better? And then I'm like, you know what? Just you lead me where I need to go. Okay. And then I instantly feel better. And then the next day, it's like I come up with an idea or I complete a task or something. And I'm like, oh, yeah, okay. I guess I should have just done it like that.
Yeah, it's so true.
It's
I
quite,
totally relate. I totally relate.
ah,
Well, well, it was so good to get to know you a little bit better. And yeah, thank you for taking the time.
you're welcome. Thank you for chatting with me.
Yeah, thanks. Bye.